Hey everyone, welcome to our third episode of This is Culture. Last week we talked about change and adaptation. This week we're going to talk about hidden treasures. Now I'm not referring to a bag full of money or a pot full of gold. I'm actually talking about the things that have been under our nose this whole time. Sometimes it could be our family, our health, or even things that have been right around the corner and we never knew about them. Which brings us to our next segment, Fortune Cookie Roulette. So in this piece, what we're going to be doing is showcasing the fact that you can find meaning and inspiration in just about everything. So a fortune cookie, for instance, is what we're going to be using today, and whatever fortune we get out of the cookie, we're actually going to see how we can actually implement that into our everyday lives. So let's give it a spin. Okay, so number 5 it is. Do not underestimate yourself. Human beings have unlimited potential. So what this fortune means to me is that never let anyone get into your head or never let anyone tell you you can't do something, because limitations can only be set by yourself. If somebody tells you that they can't do something, it's probably true for them, but it doesn't necessarily have to be true for you. Always surround yourself around positive people who are going to give you reinforcement and never put a limit on your dreams. So as you can see, a fortune cookie or anything in life can have tons of inspiration and can motivate you to go and take your life into the right direction. Moving along, here's our next segment. Check this. So I recently had the opportunity to send my camera crew out to Wild West City in Stanhope, New Jersey. Now for you guys who are not familiar with this, it's a theme park based on a western city. It's filled with tons of fun for the entire family and it's right around the corner. Now check it out for yourself.
Howdy, my name is Frank Benson. I'm the third generation operator here at Wild West City. We're celebrating our 64th season this year. We've been operating since 1956. And come on down, we got plenty of fun for the whole family. We got 22 different live action shows. We have a stagecoach ride, a train ride, pony ride for the younger buckaroos, 95 pounds or lighter. We got plenty of living history stations. You come visit our one-room schoolhouse. We got a chapel, mountain man camp, chuck wagon. You can learn how they used to cook and prepare food out on the range on the Oregon Trail. Head on down to Egan's Gold Mine. Whatever gold you find, you can keep and take home. Head on up to the Golden Nugget Saloon, grab yourself something to eat, or get a nice refreshing beverage from the bar. Or we got Frontier Frankie's Prairie Pizza, which is just newly air conditioned this year. So on them hot, warm days, you come on down and cool on off. Come on, mosey on over down to the Old West. We'll see you soon. Give us a follow on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram at Wild West City, or follow us on Twitter.
Wow, that was amazing. So if you city slickers are tired of doing the same thing over and over again, take your horse down to the Old Town Road and mosey on down to Wild West City. Now, while we're talking about hidden treasures, I recently had the opportunity to visit the Newark Museum where they held their annual Black Film Festival. There I was able to also interview Richard Wesley, who's a famous playwright. Let's check out what he had to say. How did you first discover you had a gift for writing or a passion?
It was while I was in high school. I was a junior in high school, and I just had this burning desire to be a writer. I was very much interested in a lot of well, actually two specific programs, and one was a comedy called The Dick Van Dyke Show. I'm sure you're familiar with the director, Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner, very famous.
His father, Carl Reiner, was the producer of that show.
Look at that.
And I knew Carl Reiner as a comedic actor on television from when I was a child. And so when I saw his name associated with the Dick Van Dyke Show, I started watching it. And I just liked the way the stories were structured. And the other, the one that had the most profound effect on me was Twilight Zone.
Oh, really? I was a big fan as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I hardly know anyone now who isn't, you know, I mean, you know.
And Sterling.
Yeah, and the fact that those shows, those episodes are still airing 60 years after the show first aired is a testament. It's like a timeless work of art.
It really is.
And again, it was how tightly wound and well written each of those episodes were. There was something inside of me that just said, I want to do that. So I just started thinking about it, and it became, during my junior year, it became something that I decided I would study this if there were courses available for it in college, and that would be my life pursuit.
Absolutely. I read while researching about your life that you wanted to pursue writing in college, but your father was more kind of like, no, you got to take the normal job route. Yeah,
he did not really discourage me from writing. He was thinking in terms of journalism.
Okay.
He thought that I was going to, pursue a career in journalism.
Newspaper business.
The newspaper business, yeah. We had two very strong newspapers here in Newark at that time, the Newark Evening News and the Star Ledger. Yeah. And so, yeah, he envisioned me, writing newspaper articles.
It's something more creative.
Something like that, writing for the movies, plays.
You might as well be an astronaut.
Yeah. He saw benefits. He saw a steady job, stability. So it was quite a surprise for him when I sent my first letter home, and I wrote the letter and sealed it in an envelope with the Department of Drama letterhead on it. He said, Department of Drama, College of Fine Arts. What is that boy doing?
Oh, he's going after the actresses. That's what you're doing.
I've always regretted that. Unfortunately, he passed away before my career really blossomed and everything. But I think he was still alive when there were some hints of what I was doing, and I think he was kind of cool with it.
Sure. How important do you think it is for young people today to follow their passions instead of taking the easy 9-to-5 option?
I think it's very important. Yes, follow your passion, but have a game plan. Don't just wing it. Yeah, I don't think my father was right about that, and I still retain a little bit of his reticence about just jumping willy-nilly into something. But if you have a passion, plan how you're going to pursue it, and always have a plan B, something to fall back on if things don't work out the first time. But remember, they didn't work out the first time. You're planning to have a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth time. And it's how you plan for that and how you make sure that you've got as many of the contingencies covered as possible. I think that's also very important.
Absolutely.
I teach now, and so I encourage the students that I have in that way. And I tell them, don't be afraid to make mistakes, and don't be afraid to fall down, and because you'd always get back up. That's what the 20s are for.
Absolutely.
Your 20s are for that. In your 30s, you have to be a little bit more circumspect and pragmatic. But when you're in your 20s, especially when you're 23, 24, 25, 26, yeah, things are going to happen.
Absolutely. It's part of the plan.
It's all part of the process, absolutely.
Good. And all that matters is how you recover and what you learn from those
Yeah.
mistakes.
And you're planning to recover. Yeah. You're not just sort of like going out there, like you said, you're not winging it.
Yeah.
When you go out and you wing it, that's when things really get, oh boy, yeah.
But what can you say about those people who over-prepare and over-analyze but never take action?
Oh, the procrastinators.
Analysis paralysis people.
Oh yeah, well, if you get stuck there,
opportunity.
yeah, if you get stuck there, then you're doomed.
Yeah,
you're going to be.
It's a mindset thing.
Yeah, you're going to be there when you're 30. You're going to be there when you're 35. You know, and then one day you're going to look up. And
life's going to pass you by.
Yeah, you've missed your opportunity.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Richard. Can you please tell our audience how they can learn more about you and everything that you've done?
Yeah, I have my own website, www.richardwesley.net, and you'll find out a ton of different things about me and the plays and screenplays I've written. I've got some books that I'm working on, and one of them is going to be coming out in the fall, and there's another one on Amazon right now. So yeah, and if you want to know more about the Black Film Festival, contact www.newarkmuseum.org. Not only will you find out about the festival that way, but you'll also find out about all the other wonderful events going on here at the museum.
Yeah. So a special thank you to Newark Museum and to you, Richard, for allowing us to interview today and giving us such a rich history that you've been, gracious enough to share with us. And we really learned a lot. And I see a lot of similarities between you making it as a screenwriter and myself in business, to follow your dream, follow your passion, things work out eventually, and have your own voice. So I really appreciate that, and thank you, everyone.
It's a great start for you right here,
It is, and the name of our segment is "This Is Culture," and it could be nothing more better, more suiting than your story and where we are today, which is very close to you, Rich. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like if you like what you saw today, and don't forget to also follow Richard. See you, everyone. Have a great day.
Newark Museum.
Thank you.